Hello, Bond fans, and welcome to a very special audio fan commentary. I'm here with Jack McCullough, and with the recent very sad news of the passing of Roger Moore, the third 007, we have decided to do an audio fan commentary on his very first film, Live and Let Die, released in 1973, directed by Guy Hamilton. Just before we begin, a very, very sad news. I heard about this yesterday at the time we're airing this. I was on the train and I looked at my phone on social media and I just saw the news feed. Roger Moore dies age 89 due to his battle with cancer, which was a very sad thing. I really like Roger Moore as Bond, and I've really grown to appreciate the sort of the lighter tone of his Bond and the charm of his Bond. He's such a nice man as well. He's done a lot of charity work, and he's also appeared in other things such as The Saint. So as a Bond fan, this is a really devastating blow because, you know, he's the first of 6 Bonds to go, and that's a horrifying thing. My thoughts generally go out to his family. Honestly, I can't begin to imagine what they're going through. I mean, this must be more of a blow for you, Jack, as he's your favorite James Bond. So
yeah, I mean, I remember the news as well. I came home and I just remember going on Google Hangouts and seeing it there. Someone posted Roger Moore died. I think it was Connor, aged 89, and I was just sort of blown away. I mean, I just, with these, when people die, you just never expect it. You're never given a warning about it. And the fact that he died, it was just kind of like, it was a bit of a crimp on your day. Not only that, but the Manchester as well. So yeah, it was a pretty shit day for most people. And I remember watching it on the news, and yeah, I mean, it was pretty. I mean, I didn't cry about it. I mean, because I never knew him, but I don't really cry about any celebrity deaths because I don't know them. But it was a blow because he was my favorite Bond. I mean, The Spy Loved Me was the second James Bond film I saw. I mean, back on TV years ago, I remember watching The Spy Loved Me. Diamonds Are Forever was my first, but I remember watching Spy Loved Me afterwards, and I don't remember much from it, but the one scene I do remember is where Bond's in his Lotus Esprit, and he goes off the pier into the sea, and the car changes into a submarine. I just remember thinking that was awesome. And then I grew up and I watched Connery and I watched Roger Moore on TV, and then I got into Daniel Craig and Quantum of Solace on the cinema. And just watching his Bond films, I was just always attracted to him as Bond and his films, because I think Roger Moore, you could just tell he was such a genuinely nice man. And I mean, what made him my favorite, and I just loved his portrayal, the sort of lighthearted tone to it. And I think he was just amazing. I mean, he had the look, he had that charm, he had that wit, and he was fantastic with the one-liners. And you just watched his films and you were always entertained, and that's for me what a Bond film should be, just entertaining and fun. And he was entertaining and fun, the role. And you could tell every person he met, he just he touched them in some way. And I mean, not only that, but he did so much good work with UNICEF. And I mean, out of all the Bonds, he was just the one that spoke to me the most, because he just, he was an English gentleman, and he was suave and debonair, and he just encapsulated everything in Bond for me. And that's why when I heard his death, it was kind of like, oh shit, the first Bond to go. And I mean, it's sad. It is, it's kind of like, I mean, won't see any interviews of him again or him writing any more books. I mean, I haven't read his books, but I'm definitely going to buy Bond on Bond now since his recent passing. I would love to hear his opinions on all the Bond films. And
I might read that actually, because my dad has a copy of that. I mean, he's not a huge fan of Roger Moore, but he does like James Bond, and I'll see if he's still got it. I might read that. It'd be great to know what he thinks of them. I mean, obviously, I think it goes up to Quantum of Solace because it was published at the time Skyfall was out, or in 2012 before it was out, so something like that. But yeah, I mean, on the plus side, He lived till he was 89. He'd had a long, good life. I mean, he'd done many great things. He just wanted to be actor and accepted by the world, and for the most part, he was. I mean, there were a few naysayers, but you know, who cares about them? I mean, at the end of the day, he was a great man as well as a great actor. He was a great man, and I feel a good way to honor his legacy is by going back to where it all really started. This is the film that really brought him to life in the entertainment industry. He became an icon when he got this role over after Sean Connery decided to fuck off and do whatever he did with his life at the time. Obviously, with Lazenby, but he fucked off as well. Connery came back, he fucked off. So then, you know, we really have to thank him because Roger Moore, he kept the series alive for 12 years. That's an impressive feat, even though he probably didn't intend to stay for that long, but he was committed and he made it his own. And I'm glad we're going back to the very beginning where it all began for him. I know he'd done The Saint and stuff, but where he began as James Bond, which is really when the world first saw Roger Moore. And I mean, I personally love this film. What do you think?
Oh, I love Live and Let Die. I mean, until Spectre came out recently, it was my favorite Bond film. I haven't seen it in a while, so I don't know if it. I mean, it might overtake Spectre again. I don't know. I mean, I think Spectre is maybe still my favorite Bond film, but this is very high up on my list. Roger Moore is my favorite Bond, so
I wish I could say I prefer this to Spectre, but I'm afraid not. Spectre was so good for me, anyway. So
I think I prefer Spectre. Yeah, it's overtaken this film, but I still, this is still very high up for me. I put it number 2 for sure. It's number 2 in my list anyway, just because Roger Moore is my favorite Bond. I mean, even though I prefer Spectre, which stars Daniel Craig, Roger Moore is my favorite Bond. But Spectre, I just think because I saw that in the cinema, I was just blown away by it. But
it was so good.
Yeah. Anyway,
let's begin. Before we begin, this is again a non-profit commentary. We're just fans commentating on this film, commemorating Roger Moore's memory. There's no financial gain involved. And if you want to follow along, please press your timestamps to 0. And I also want to make an apology if you can hear a background noise. I have my fan on because it's bloody hot. It's bloody hot down here in England, so you'll have to forgive the brief fan noise. I've moved it away from my Mac as far as I can, so hopefully it's not going to cause a problem.
Yeah, I know it's pretty hot over here in Northern Ireland as well. I mean, I think we're getting a heat wave here in the UK.
Yeah. Whew. So, let's begin. You ready, Jack?
Yes.
3, 2, 1, play. Is that your MGM logo?
You're the MGM logo?
Oh,
what bit are you on? Sorry.
Oh no, sorry. My Blu-ray has the United Artists things just come up. Now my gun barrel will start. Are you at the gun barrel?
Hold on, let me get there.
Sorry, Jack.
No, it's fine.
I thought that we would start on the same things. I tested. I didn't realize. Oh well.
I started on the United Artists logo as well. Is it the old one?
It might be, yeah, because it went. My one just went.
Yeah, it's same as me. I'm at the start. I'm at black now. The gun barrel, the black part just before the theme comes on.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, play.
I love this gun barrel and the music. It's my favorite Roger Moore gun barrel. Just that pose, I think, is great. And one of my favorite gun barrels with the theme.
I love this opening shot in New York.
Yeah.
One of the most unorthodox openings to a Bond movie.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, but it actually works really well.
És ezt én kénytelen vagyok nyomatékosan hangsúlyozni.
I mean, Guy Hamilton, for me, he's one of the best Bond directors there is. I mean, the guy directed Goldfinger, he directed this, Golden Gun, Diamonds Are Forever. I really like all those films, even though Diamonds Are Forever is probably his weakest. But I mean, it's interesting he directed 3 Bond films in a row. I think he definitely, after Diamonds Are Forever, which was quite disappointing, he sort of bounced back at this in a big way.
Yeah, it's definitely a return to form, and it feels fresh as well because of Roger Moore.
Yeah.
When 3 or more applicants.
Imagine if this was a Spectre meeting, Blofeld would lose his shit.
Yeah. I think this is quite a dramatic opening, the way you see this hand of this black guy and he killed the United Kingdom.
Oh yeah, let me see our main villain, Kananga. He's the most forgotten villain. Nobody talks about him. Nobody talks about him in the Bond fandom. I mean, I really like him. I think he's a great threat.
He's one of my favorite Bond villains. He's just so intimidating in the role, and I think he's definitely one of the best. I mean, I think he is my favorite Bond villain, either that or Christoph Waltz's Blofeld.
It gets a bit weird. I mean, it's good, but it's just like when they start dancing.
I quite like this, though. You think it's a funeral, but they're posing to kill this guy. It's like, oh, whose funeral it is? Yours. Like, I quite like that.
Because it feels so ceremonious, and then it's like dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
Whose funeral is it?
Would never work in a Daniel Craig movie.
Yours. I think it could work in a dark. I mean, it's quite a dark way to open the film. I think it's just quite a dark film in a lot of ways, which works about it. I mean, people have said it's kind of James Bond meets black exploitation, and I just love the movie feel this.
Bit strange, but And then we, after that bizarre part of the opening, we cut to San Monique, where there's this big sort of ritual going on. It's like a voodoo kind of ritual, and they're about to kill this guy with a snake. It doesn't really culturally pleasing. It's very satisfying, but it doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
We don't really know who this guy is.
Yeah.
The snake is really creepy.
Yeah.
And that ends the opening. This song is so good.
Yeah. You were young and your heart was an open book.
No, you did, you did. And the title sequence, which is one of the best.
Yeah. I mean, this for me, I know you probably disagree, but I just think this is a perfect Bond film. It's just a great introduction to Roger Moore, and I love that opening and the guy getting bitten by the snake and the way it just translates to a great song by Paul McCartney.
Yeah, I think it's a brilliant Bond film. I just think parts of the opening don't really make sense, but that's just a minor thing that we can pass off. Dun 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 dun. I mean, Maurice Binder at his best.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Paul McCartney. I'm not a huge fan of the Beatles, but I do love this song. It's just.
Oh, speaking of Paul McCartney, did you hear? Apparently, he's got a cameo in the new Pirates of the Caribbean film.
Huh.
Yeah.
It'd be funny if he sang "Live and Let Die."
Yeah, live and let die, Jackie.
Right.
It's funny how it goes sort of reggae in this part of the song. What does it want?
I mean, well, it was the 70s. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't mind that. I like reggae.
Dun 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 dun. You know, it's weird that they played this song in Shrek.
Yeah.
Shrek the Third with the King's funeral and the frog singing "Live and Let Die." It's a bit weird, but that's Shrek the Third for you. Used to say, "Live and let live."
Let live.
But if this ever-changing world in which we live in makes you
It's just such a good title. I mean, it's one of his best, definitely. And "Live and Let Die."
School. Oh, I'm very into the school.
Yeah.
live and
Let
let
die.
The first film where we actually start in Bond's apartment. We never actually see Bond's house or / apartment in any other film apart from Spectre.
Well, Dr. No, I think we did.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Dr. No.
But it's the first time we see it in real detail.
Yeah.
I saw it briefly in Dr. No.
Yeah. I actually remember when we did the commentary on View to a Kill, the end of that film, he's with a woman, and in the beginning of this one, he's with a woman. So it kind of comes full circle in that
Yeah.
when his era concludes.
That's what I like. I mean, he's definitely the James Bond ladies' man, but
Yeah.
no, but I mean, I think he's great. I mean, I know some people criticize him for that. I mean, I know Chris Stuckman said, like, oh, he doesn't have any relationships with women, but he's Bond, for God's sake. I mean,
Bond doesn't have to have a relationship with women. He flaunts them off. That's the point. Yeah.
I mean, he's basically a prostitute for Her Majesty's Secret Service.
That's a good way to look at it. His yellow dressing gown.
Yeah.
Here our agents have been killed during the last 24 hours. Dawes in New York, Hamilton in the New Orleans, and Baines in the Caribbean.
Baines, I rather like Baines. We share the same book, man. A coffee? We share the same book.
And Bernard Lee is I just love it. Like Emma at his apartment, he's making him coffee.
I
Like,
take it these killings are connected.
That's precisely what you're going to find out.
got a coffee maker. Like, M's kind of.
Baines was working on a small island in the
It
Caribbean.
was actually very early in the morning. They disturbed him, so
In New York, keeping an eye on his.
I mean, Bernard Lee for me.
Dr. Kananga.
I love Judy Dench, but he's my favorite M's as well. I mean, he works so well with Roger Moran, Connery.
Is that all it does? By the way, congratulations
all
to
it
the
does.
order. The Italians were most impressed by the way you handled the Rome affair.
Thank you, sir. Sugar? Sugar?
Oh, thanks.
I think Roger Moore as well. He's
Well, the
just.
authorities were more than helpful.
I mean, whatever Roger Moore did with the character, he did it in keeping with the time.
Yeah.
His performance, it would have been common in like the 70s and 80s. It was all very cheesy.
You wouldn't have to.
You can only try to keep it realistic for the time. Like Daniel Craig is keeping it modern, dark and gritty for the 21st century. That works. This works here. You know, people just fail to understand. You know, if they've not grown up with it, they don't understand
Thank you, Mike.
intentions. They get misread the intentions of certain trails of the character. I mean, would you agree?
Yeah, I mean, I think some people who grew up with Connery just dismiss Moore because they find him too.
This is a parody.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, some people just say he's too comedic, but That's what I like about him. I mean, for me, I think Murr saved the series because after Lazenby came into the role, he failed. You know, he was only there for one film, and a lot of people didn't like his portrayal of Bond. And, you know, I mean, after Connery left after Diamonds Are Forever, you know, pretty much, I think the producers were scared that might be the last Bond film. I mean, and I think a lot of people might have thought that might have been the last Bond film because, you know, you've already replaced Connery once, it's failed. So the fact that they got Roger Moore in, and the fact that he stayed there for so long, and the films made so much money, and he was so loved, it's just a testament, I think, to him. For me, he's kind of like, it's kind of like Patrick, I mean, I said this to you earlier, but it's kind of like Patrick Troughton in Doctor Who. He sort of reinvented the role, and that's what I loved about it. And what I also love is, like, he made his own interpretation. It wasn't, you know, it wasn't just a carbon copy of Connery, and that's what I love. You know, he brought the humor to it, and you know, he did his own thing with it, and I have to commend him for that. You know, he did his own thing, and I think it worked for the times. And he could be tough when he wanted to, but you know, the lighter approach just really worked for him because he delivered the one-liners well, and he was just so charismatic. I think as Bond for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I love this bit, sheer magnetism.
Sheer magnetism, Danny.
If it was Brosnan, it would have been a whisper like,
Yeah.
He travels quickly.
I really like Solitaire. She isn't one of the best Bond girls.
I agree. Yeah.
She's a beautiful woman, absolutely beautiful. But the character is also so interesting. She's one of the best written Bond girls as well.
Yeah. I think Roger Moore here, the outfit he wears, is just so well dressed as well. I mean, I think he pulls off the tux better than Connery because Connery was more of a bodybuilder. He just sort of, I mean, he looked good in the suit as well, but Roger Moore just looks like proper, sort of elegant. I mean, I think out of the Bonds as well, he aged the best, and I just think that, you know, I mean, some people criticize him for staying on too long, but I disagree. I mean, you know, Harrison Ford is still doing Indiana Jones, and some people don't have a problem with that. So why should people have a problem with, you know?
Yeah, to be honest, if Harrison Ford is throwing a paycheck, you'd be like, all right, cool. He doesn't give a fuck. He'll just do it anyway.
I mean, Roger Moore knew when he was beat, and David Hedison here as Felix, he's probably the best Felix, I think, so far out of the ones we had. I mean, I like Felix in Casino and Quantum, but I think David Hedison's probably the most fleshed out Felix, you know.
He's the most likable as well. I mean, Jeffrey Wright's pretty good, but he didn't get much to do. Like, yeah. Most of the Felix lighters just tend to be in the background, other than David Hedison, who obviously only in 2 films.
I like the. I just think the villains here are great, like Whisper.
Oh, Whisper.
Yeah. Would you like a Whisper, Craig?
Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, some people say Roger Moore's a bit stiff here, but I think he's just great as Bond here. Like, he's just, I mean, as soon as he arrives on screen, he's great. Like, you know, come on, Charlie. Like, I think this is a pretty cool action scene. Like, you know, the guy gets shot in the car.
He has so much charisma. And you know, he is taking it seriously. You know, he's not all playing it for camp laughs. I just don't understand why you would go so far as to say this guy's a parody. He's not a parody. He's just playing it in his own way.
Yeah.
I mean, the filmmakers are honouring the spirit of Fleming's novel.
Yeah.
Easy, Charlie. Whoa!
No, I really like this action scene. It's cool.
David Hedison looks so young though. It's like over 20 years later we would see him return in License to Kill with Timothy Dalton. Spawns up many continuity errors, but oh well. They're not meant to be tied together anyway. The films, I mean, other than the Daniel Craig films, none of them are connected.
You know how I hate to trouble you, but I've run into a little bother.
You what?
Get me a making a white deal.
It is actually very common nowadays for the CIA and the MI6 to work together. Yeah. So they were talking recently with the Manchester incident.
God, Yaphet Kotolier's Kananga. He's really threatening. It's just
Secretary General Pan Island Unity Conference.
He's so sinister.
Sir,
and Teehee as well. I just love the villains in this.
I wish to point out
I think this is some of the most underrated villains of all the Bond series.
Yeah.
by United States industry.
I mean, this is before, obviously, he would go on to do Alien with Ridley Scott.
Historic statement of principles.
Ooh, Jane Seymour looking pretty hot.
Some 6 months ago.
I can't take my eyes off when she's on the screen.
I have to say, no, even now, Jane Seymour's pretty fit. But she's like 60 odd.
Respect for the entire area.
She was very young when she did this, wasn't she? She was, what, 20 or something?
Yeah, she was in her 20s and 23 or something.
65th Street. It's only a block away from here.
Right.
I mean, Roger Moore here, I think,
And then he got
he looks fantastic. I mean, he was a few years older than Connery, but he looks so much better than Connery in Diamonds Are Forever. I mean, Connery in Diamonds, he put on the weight and, you know, he was looking older. And Roger Moore here, he looks, you know, I mean, he's 43, but he looks a lot younger. I mean, he looks great in the role.
Hmm. I mean, especially as you go on to see him age as his era progresses. But I feel he never loses his mojo. I mean, yeah, he gets older, he gets a bit more tired, but he always tries. You know, his efforts seem to go unnoticed for some reason. But
I mean, what I love about Roger Moore as well is just his, you know, just the way his look. Like, I just think, you know, the way he raises his eyebrow and stuff. You know, he's just very smooth, and that's what I like about him. And I mean, he's not too smooth like Brosnan. He's just the right amount of smooth, I think. And
Think you could gift wrap
oh my,
like,
lengthwise.
could you gift wrap it for me? And I just think, you know, I mean, he can pull off the serious as well. And I mean, this may sound weird, but I just kind of like his voice as well. It's just sort of like, Bob, James Bob, you know, that sort of kind of.
yeah, it works. It really does work.
Remains my first concern. Thus, Sammonique's future obligations
Jim
being clear. Those who fought.
It's weird how he's mostly surrounded by an all-black cast, other than Jane Seymour, obviously.
Look up to those
And that's
who
why, I mean, this may sound, I mean, some people might say I'm racist, but that's why I don't think Bond should be black, because it wouldn't make sense in terms of the books. Like Live and Let Die, all the villains are black, and Bond's sort of this white secret agent, you know, black.
I mean, not only that, but also the fact that he was born in sort of orphaned in Scotland, and you know, it wouldn't. Rarely do you see Scottish people that are black and have a thick Scottish accent. I just don't see it. I just don't think it works.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Idris Elba, but you know, Live and Let Die, the book and the film, it just doesn't make sense because Bond's supposed to be the same character throughout all of them. So if Idris Elba became Bond, then he would have been black and Live and Let Die, and it wouldn't have made sense in the books. You know, I mean, it was written as a white character.
He's a good actor, but I don't think he's right for James Bond. He's too.
Yeah.
I think he's too big, and also he's too old now to play the role. And I could see him doing a villain. I'd rather see him play a villain than play Bond.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's a great actor, but I think we need sort of an English white guy, to be honest. You know.
I mean, Idris Elba just talks with a Cockney accent, like, "All right, mate," you know. I Like even in Star Trek Beyond, you can hear his accent, like his normal voice. Yeah.
I just love I love the theme.
Well, you just keep on the tail of that jukebox, and there's an extra
I
20.
think this was actually one of Daniel Craig's movies.
I like Roger Moore here. This is one of my favorite performances because I mean he's just so laid back and all. I think as soon as he comes on, he just he just asserts his position in the role. Roger Moore here, and I mean I just think out of all the Bonds, he has the best comedy, and it works. Unlike Brosnan, it's just kind of like time to face gravity. I mean,
The scripts didn't really help him there.
yeah. I mean, you've got like. Oh, he always did have an inflated opinion of himself. He's like, all those fellas, they still.
Some of Roger's lines here are pretty good in Live and Let Die. Yeah, magnetism, darling.
I must have gone inside.
I think this film as well has quite a gritty feel because you see like the streets of Harlem and it's about drug dealers and.
I mean, it's been on a few minutes already. But the pacing is really good as well.
Yeah.
Oh, brother. Sitting on in.
It's actually quite a bold move with the story of this movie, like the whole drug smuggling. By the time, it was obviously it could have been seen as controversial, but they pulled it off really well.
I know some people. Well, I've seen some people who reviewed it on YouTube and said this film's racist. I completely disagree. How is it racist? I mean, Bond doesn't call any black people racist terms and stuff like that. And I mean, even people who said the film's racist sort of regretted saying that. And I think out of the Roger Moore Bond films, just it appeals to me the most because it kind of reminds me a little bit of a Craig film because it is gritty, but it also has its humorous moments. I just love the whole voodoo feel and the characters in it and like the villains. I think pretty much. And I like this bit here where he's in the bar.
Relax, baby.
Ah.
Mr. Big's gonna take care of you in a minute.
I think the sets here are great as well. Like,
Yeah, I mean, Ken Adam, continuous production design efforts, throughout his time. I think it would really improve actually as well further into Roger Moore's era, like with Moonraker.
Spy Love Me as well. I just love this classic delivery of the line.
Solitaire.
My name's Bob. James Bond.
I think that's one of the best delivery of the line. My name's Bob. James Bond.
Like with Brosnan, they overdid it. In the world isn't enough. Name's Bond. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. James Bond.
Yeah, I mean, it's really subtle, this. I mean, he doesn't, make a big deal about it. It's just like, oh, Bond, James Bond.
Is he on?
I think the guy who plays T, I don't know if he's still alive or he's dead, but I just love him, when he spends the gun with his claw arm. I just love all, I just think the villains here, they're just like Goldfinger. They're he's like Oddjob, and Knight is a little bit like Goldfinger, except he's more threatening, I think.
Well, you quite obviously an amazing resemblance. Tell me, am I in there as well?
The card. October.
The lovers. When he shows her that.
You found yourself.
That's funny.
Oh, I went to L.A. and cleaned it up. I'm coming out there and clean you up, huh?
Mr. Big.
I'm pretty sure, why the hell does he feel the need to disguise himself as Mr. Big?
I think because he's a drug dealer, that's why.
Yeah, but like, shouldn't he just go in as himself? Like, surely they all know who he is.
Yeah. I do like that line. Names is for tombstones, baby. Like, I think Jane Seymour just looks beautiful in that dress. She looks so good.
Us.
Us.
Now, I promise you'll stay right there. I shan't be long.
I love the makeup on Solitaire as well.
Yeah. I mean, my dad actually saw this film when it came out in the cinema. He saw all the Roger Moore Bond films in the cinema. And I think this is the first one that he saw. It was his favorite, and I can see why.
Keep your hands up, Honky. Let's bring a head up, man.
I like this fight scene here. I mean, he shows he can, you know, fight in the action scenes. He's not just, you know. What bit are you on?
Just when the guy finds him.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I think because mine's a Blu-ray. They play it great and it goes out of sync at some point.
Going out front. Not even that clever
We're
disguise.
on the same part anyway.
White face.
Yeah.
We're thinking, Bond.
I'm surprised they didn't spot you, too. There's a most remarkable girl back there with a deck of cards.
I saw those cards on the way up. Space gained every one. You were nailed the minute you left 74. There's only supposed to be one man who can pull together that much.
I like the fact that not all the black guys are villains. I mean, this guy's a good guy.
They say he has a black concession.
Oh, right. I get it now. Kananga's a foreign prime minister. That's why he disguised himself. Okay, I get it now.
Yeah.
American gangster.
The question is, what would Mr. Big want with a two-bit island diplomat?
Mr. Big, where the hell does he fit into this?
Illuminating.
I like that movie's like a genuine Felix Slider. Illuminating.
And he's leaving for San Monique within the hour.
Well, then get me on the next available flight, will you, Felix?
Oh, Baron Samedi.
Is to get away from where the real action is.
We lost him last year, didn't we?
Yeah.
The legendary Baron Samedi, folks. That's Saturday for those of
He lives at the end of the film. I wish he kind of came back for another Roger Moore Bond film.
It would have been great to see him again. Didn't the actor pass away last year?
Sorry, yeah, I think he did, yeah.
So in the past couple of years, we've lost 4 people who were involved in this film.
Yeah, the past few years, yeah, exactly. Like Guy Hamilton died this year, I think. Roger Moore died, and yeah, quite a few people have died, unfortunately. I mean, Jane Seymour is still alive, obviously, because I mean she was quite young during this film.
Something a little more.
Oh God! I mean, I have to criticize one thing, Rosie Carver. I'm sorry, but I don't. I mean, whilst at least she's not on screen for very long, she's just. I think the actress plays her over the top. I mean, she's not a bad character, but she's not particularly good either. I think not having her in would have actually made much more of a difference. But yeah, again, it's only a nitpick. The film's still brilliant, and she doesn't. She is a bit annoying.
I just love Baron Samedi. He's so like kind of crazy,
Over the top.
yeah.
Rosie Carver. Oh God.
I don't mind her. I mean, yeah, she's only on the screen for a little while, but I can understand why you find her slightly annoying.
She's not like BB. She's not like the most annoying thing ever.
Well, she's not like Christmas Jones either.
Yeah. If you're gonna need any protection, it's me. What a line.
God, I mean, if we do another commentary on the Brosnan films,
The world is not enough.
God, I think the world is enough.
Brosna's not enough.
I think the next Bond commentary we should do maybe a Connery film or another Murr if you want. I don't mind.
I can't sit through Thunderball. I'm sorry, I just can't sit through that one.
No,
It's
no,
just
I mean Goldfinger or something like that. A good one.
yeah. We should do another Roger Moore one, seeing as he's because of his death.
We could do Spy Love Me.
Yeah, I'd be up for that. That's actually my favourite Roger Moore film.
Yeah, my second favorite, but I know why a lot of people love that.
And unlike from Russia with Love, they're not playing the Bond theme in this scene, thank God.
Yeah.
I put that edit down in that film as an editing mistake. I don't know why they did that, but fair enough.
Yeah, I mean that was just strange. He opens it and it's like doom.
Thank you. He's also he is very gentlemanly. He's the most polite actually of all the Bonds. Like compare him to Daniel Craig. I mean Daniel Craig's like a thug. He's like the bad boy. Like he doesn't really. He's just like thank you. Like I mean he can be polite, but he's just very dry. Roger Moore's like oh yes, yeah. Like he's a proper gentleman.
Yeah. What's interesting about that prop he was holding there, the hairbrush gadget prop?
Yeah.
Roger Moore actually, there's a funny story about that. He donated that to the BBC. He gave that to the BBC years later, and they only gave him like 2 shillings for it, and they used that prop in Doctor Who in Revenge of the Cybermen with Tom Baker.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's really interesting when you're watching Revenge of the Cybermen. It's like, oh my god, that's the same prop from Live and Let Die. And Roger Moore always laughed that he gave that prop to the BBC and he didn't give much money for it. But it's cool that they had that prop in Revenge of the Cybermen like 2 years later.
Yeah. We don't get to see Bond shave in many of the movies. I think other than this, it was only Skyfall where we saw him shave.
Yeah. I mean, I think what works with Bond, Roger Moore's portrayal, is he uses his wit as a weapon. He's always getting in the faces of the enemies by sort of, like in Octopussy when he says, it's all on the wrist. Like and it's like, oh, I love that scene from Moonraker where he just, you missed Mr. Bond, did I? I mean, it's just, Craig sort of, he uses his muscle or like, he sort of, kind of pouts at them, I guess, but, which isn't a bad thing, but yeah. I like this scene here, it's quite tense, like, the snake. It's interesting, Bond smokes a cigar. I don't know if he smoked a cigar in previous films. He uses the can of deodorant as a... I think that actually you can do that in real life. Shaving foam. It's a shame John Barry's dead as well. I mean, he's been dead a few years, but I wish he stayed on because his last score was License to Kill. Rosie Carver. You there?
Mrs. Bond, I presume?
I'm Rosie Carver. I guess I have a little explaining to do.
You there, Ollie?
Yes, either you or...
No, I don't know where Ollie is, but...
Custom 38, Smith & Wesson.
No, I quite like Rosie Carver.
Serial number, standard CIA issue. The question is, why point it at me?
The man who delivered your champagne is not a hotel waiter. I was just trying to be careful. As for Felix Leiter, you're right. I've worked for CIA down here for some time now, and He came while you were coming
James Bond.
and asked if I would help out if I could.
Roger Moore's quite tall as well. I think he was the tallest Bond, maybe 6'3" or 2.
There's a mirror in the bathroom.
I mean, Daniel Craig in comparison, I think is the shortest. Cubby
You're
Broccoli
only my
always said he
second
wanted
mission,
a
you know.
taller Bond.
My first was Baines, the agent who was killed.
Relief to know I'm next in line for the same kind of aid.
I mean, I like Rosie. I mean, I think she's quite attractive and she's not a bad character.
Oh, a snake.
Well, it doesn't make sense how a CIA agent is scared by a snake.
Oh, I should have never gotten into any of this. I'm going to be completely useless to you.
Sure we'll be able to lick you into shape. It's getting late, Mrs. Bond. Tomorrow is going to be
Mrs. Bond. I mean, of course, Tracy was
something down here, something which
the first Mrs. Bond, the only Mrs. Bond.
You're going to show me a spot where Baines' body was found. That, I'm afraid, it leaves us tonight to catch up on old times.
Felix told me there'd be moments like this.
What did good old Felix suggest?
If all else fails, cyanide pills.
Sorry about that.
No problem. Are you still in the same?
Oh no, I left
Good
it.
night, Mr. Bond.
Mrs. Bond.
Oh, you left it playing?
Yeah, just so it was easier.
You're on the bit with Rosie Carver?
Yeah, when he's just about to kiss her. I'll leave it paused until you catch up.
It's fine, I'm on the same scene.
He says, "Oh, you know, it's getting late, Mrs. Bond."
I mean, it's interesting, like, when they say Mrs. Bond earlier, it kind of does look like, who the fuck's Mrs. Bond? Like, Tracy's been killed, you know.
Yeah. I wonder if it was meant to reference that.
Also, I mean, what's strange is Roger Moore actually thought he was worse than George Lazenby. I have to disagree with him.
He was very self-doubting. He was very self-doubting of his of his acting. And
Yeah.
he took a lot of criticism to heart. He really did, and that really affected him. In his
Yeah.
What was that?
It was Rosie.
Please don't leave me alone tonight.
God, I find her to be a bit of a cartoon character. She's so top, like, oh, snake, oh! Like, it's too much. She needs to tone it down a bit.
What bit are you on, by the way?
Literally just when he's about to kiss her.
Oh, is this when she sees the feather hat, or is that before?
Probably after. I'm not sure because I left it playing.
James, please promise me.
Oh, are they still in the bedroom?
Yeah, it's still in the bedroom.
Okay.
And he's wearing a nice watch as well.
We paused it, or are you still playing?
Oh, I've paused it. I'm just waiting for you to catch up.
Oh, no, I've already catched up. It's all right.
Cool. I'm going to play now. 3, 2, 1.
Darling, if you insist.
Oh, yeah. She decides not to give in to his dick.
Yeah.
Like, why did the CIA employ her? She's so emotional.
One thing I will say, I think she is a bit attractive.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm not attracted to black girls. I mean, it's not a racist thing. I'm just.
There are some pretty fit ones, but fair enough.
Please don't leave me alone. It's like, come on, what? Nobody would be like this if they were in the CIA. But you know what? It's a Bond movie. I'll go with it.
Bond, James Bond.
And then, of course, the morning after.
The only outfit from Roger Moore's era I don't really like. I don't know, it doesn't suit him.
I agree. Just the blue. It's just the blue is too light.
It's not that, it's the shirt as well. It's just like, Queen
It's
of
more Sean Connery's shirt.
Yeah.
Queen of Cups.
Oh, Black Ops. That's what Bond's thinking.
Rosie, are you ready yet?
What?
I have to see about organizing a car.
Rosie. Just leaves her in the shower.
Yes. The High Priestess.
George Martin did a pretty good job of the score, actually, considering it's not John Barry.
Oh, was it not John Barry?
No, it was George Martin, I think.
I think his score's really good.
And Quarrel Jr.
Yeah, I really like that. It's like nice reference to Dr. No. It's like
to establish some kind of continuity.
Yeah.
I mean, James Bond has regenerated twice since that film. He looks a bit like...
I think that actor died recently as well.
Did he? Oh, by the way, that actor looks like Philip.
He actually does.
We'll have to show a clip of him to Philip.
He does a bit, actually, yeah.
I mean, I'll give you this. Rosie does look pretty hot in the bikini, but this is embarrassing. This, and she completely gets the wrong idea, and almost tries to kill Coral. I mean, to be fair, actually, I suppose what else would you think? But it's just
exactly, and he's got a
Stop right there. Stop right
there.
Nice bikini. Oh yeah.
Turn around slowly. No matter how much she tries to act tough, she's just not.
Well, I mean, she's got a gun. I mean, I think she does all right for the scene. Hello, Rosie.
I'm really sorry. I could have shot you.
I mean, he does look like.
I'm really sorry. I could have shot you. She said that like a robot.
Yeah.
Never mind, darling. You just let us know when
He does look a bit like Philip, except he's got more hair than Philip.
It's up in the hill. The next code.
Whoa! She is rocking that bikini.
Yeah.
I love the locations of this movie because it feels so different to the other Bond movies that come before.
I think. I think that's one of the reasons why it is or was my favorite Bond film, because it's like the only film in the series that has a voodoo feel, and it's just so unique in the series, and that's why I love it.
There's obviously Kananga's palace as well. It's really cool.
Yeah. I mean, Yaphet Kotto just looks really scary, like that look in his face, and he just looks like a guy you don't want to mess with in the way he talks and stuff.
Oh yeah. And I don't know if the blue suits Solitaire either.
Rosie's been more efficient than I anticipated.
It's a good costume, very good, but I don't know if it suits her.
Oh, brave and now resourceful. Rosie, you seem to be staging a remarkable comeback. Oh, brave and now resourceful. Rosie, you seem to be staging a remarkable comeback.
You can so tell in Rosie's eyes that she's trying her best not to give in that she's putting on this act for Bond. Lovers.
The lovers.
I said, is it dead?
It is dead.
Basically lies to him, which is interesting.
She hasn't slept with Bond yet, has she?
Yeah.
Oh, did she?
Oh no, Rosie. No, she hasn't. Don't think. No, not yet.
Oh no, Solitaire. Solitaire hasn't slept with Bond yet.
No. That's what he tricks her later. The lovers thing.
Up in the hills down there.
Why don't we have a bite of lunch and discuss it? There's an excellent patty in the hand.
She's kind of a bad liar, like up in the hills down there.
I'm in no hurry. Are you? I love that line.
Yeah.
So he's like, this is beautiful. It's really painful.
Yeah. Ooh, steamy.
You know, Roger wants more.
Roger always wants more. More. Much more. Roger.
Pretty tough.
I really love this scene.
I want some answers now. Because he's so straight. He's straight to the point.
Yeah. There's just no fucking around. I mean, you know, I'll kill you if you don't. Like, you know. He kind of reminds me of Craig a bit here. He's just kind of like, he's just kind of blunt. He's kind of like...
stern and serious. Love how she kind of just throws a strop. She's like...
It used to be a convincing act, Rosie. It's wearing a little thin.
I like this scene. She sees the death and...
She knows she's going to her death.
Yeah, you like make your choice. You should have just stayed with Bond.
I suppose she thought she was going to die anyways.
Yeah.
Was it? I actually think people seem to overlook Roger Moore's more serious moments. I just don't know why. Why do they not see it?
I mean, Alan made a good point. Throughout the whole of Man with Golden Gun, he's very serious. You know, his life's on the line.
Ugh. Oh well, she's dead. Thankfully, that takes care of that problem.
All those fellas, and she still can't fly.
Wow, look at the set. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Like the green light on the bottom.
Trap was set.
Yeah.
Waiting.
Kananga's just, for me, he's the scariest Bond villain. He just, like, I would never want to encounter him as a Bond villain. Like, I would just be scared of they fucking like shout right at me or like fucking kill me like straight away. It's just Yaphet Kotto is just so serious in the role. He doesn't like camp it up or anything, you know.
Yeah. She had the power and lost it. Became useless to me.
She's literally trapped inside her own costume.
Yeah. You can see he's like dominating her, basically controlling her.
He's almost, I guess he's manipulated her, really.
Yeah. It was like, you're like your mother. She started to slip up, you know. Basically, like, he basically manipulated her mother as well, like.
I bet he fucked her mother as well.
Yeah. I think that's sort of implied, yeah.
So, Bond and Philip head towards the palace. No offense to Philip whatsoever.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I don't like her hair there.
To serve me.
I like her body.
Yeah.
And when the time comes, I decide you are to lose it. I myself will take it away.
He's basically saying, I will fuck you, you know, no one else will.
Like, she's scared of him. You can see it in her face in the scene.
Yeah. Tee eh? I'm not laughing. That'll be a funny line.
This is a good scene as well.
It's pretty well paced. I mean, 45 minutes in, hasn't felt like it. I love to see the glider bit where it just knocks the guy off the cliff. To infinity and beyond.
to infinity and beyond. Quite a letdown.
I think that's really cool, like the reversible jacket.
God.
Smooth. Very smooth.
It is a blasphemy.
Oh god, she looks so great in that, like,
Nothing to those who cannot
90 or that gown or whatever.
Good luck. Good luck for both of us.
It is a blasphemy.
Ah, so we will be lovers.
Nothing to those who cannot see.
She's so hot in this film. It's unreal. Bond and his sneaky ways.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gay, but I mean, Roger Moore, for a lot of women, was very handsome as well. I mean,
But you do believe.
you know, probably
I mean,
one of the most handsome James Bonds. I mean, I don't know because I'm not gay, but
No, it's all right to say he's a good-looking guy. You don't have to be gay to say that. I mean, I would say, yeah, he's a good-looking guy. Obviously, I'm not gay, so I wouldn't go for him, but I can see why the women would.
I can see why Solitaire did. Why he would go for her.
Yeah.
The lovers.
It's actually almost a godsend, really, for her, because he's freeing her from her, prison.
Yeah.
And this is sort of his first major relationship with a woman in his era.
Yeah. I mean, I think she's my favorite Bond girl of Roger Moore. I mean, I love Barbara Bach as well, but I think Jane Seymour and Roger Moore really have a good chemistry.
I agree. I think Anya, I just don't think Barbara Bach is as good an actress as Jane Seymour.
Yeah. Although I think she's probably the hottest Bond girl, Barbara Bach. But
I mean, yeah.
Jane Seymour, I mean, they're both pretty.
It's finally happened.
We've done her a favour, really.
Yeah. He did, you know.
He's freed her from her, prison sentence with Kananga.
You should prove for that, aren't you?
Ingenious.
Sure, darling.
Basically, though, he did take away her ability to see the future, but he did the right thing in terms of, like,
Yeah.
you know, rescued her from
Bond.
Kananga.
Bond took advantage of her to set her free.
No.
Isn't he to be frightened?
Although I like this the bit come up. She's like, "Is there time for lesson number 3?" Like, she's starting to like it. Like at first, she's like scared of it, and then she's like, "Oh yeah."
She's giving in to Bond's dick.
Yeah. Although, like she says, I've lost it.
My priestess, wife to the prince no longer of this world. The spiritual bridge.
I mean, I think Jane Seymour's, you know, she's gone on to do other acting stuff as well. She's really good.
By compelling me to earthly love.
Bond's just like, oh, you talking bullshit?
But whoops.
Maybe I shouldn't have put it in first.
Maybe next time I won't stick it in like crazy.
Next time I'll wear a condom.
The cards were slightly stacked in my favor.
I have to find you first. Love is lesson number 1. We have no secrets.
Love is lesson number 1.
For both, you can be honest. I have to know before we do this. One person back there and good.
We've actually got nearly halfway through this film.
Darling, 3 men have died
Yeah.
in the last 12 days. Not counting the number of times they've tried to stop me from this.
I like the way he sort of consoles her that, you know, it's going to be okay, that he's going to protect her.
I simply read the cards.
Yeah.
I've never been there. He's never taken me there.
I think this is one of her best scenes actually in the film.
Yeah.
She kind of regrets what she's done. Well, she's just scared to know what's going to happen next.
Yeah. And Bond's like,
I never
well,
dared to go. I've looked in the past. I've seen great riches there. I'll kill you.
Us, darling. Then it will kill
that will
us.
kill us.
That was lesson number 2. Forgetfulness. Death do us part. Thereabouts.
The time before we leave.
For lesson number 3. Got her under his spell. Absolutely.
Listening to getting up high.
My sense going up half-cocked. I can't imagine any other Bond saying that. Maybe, well, Sean Connery probably might have got away with it.
I just think the one-liners here just work so well.
Well, these
I mean, they're written for the time, and they're written quite intelligently.
lesson number 4.
Yeah, no, I mean, they're good puns. They're not like, oh, cringe. You know, just the way Watchmer delivers them, you can't help but laugh. You know, it's not like Brosnan where it's like forced.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, let's skirt the situation.
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
That's probably the worst. Or, you know, I take it Mr. Bond's been explaining his Big Bang Theory. Oh, yeah, I think I got the thrust of it.
Oh, I like this scene with Baron Samedi playing the pipe.
I like Roger Moore's shirt and trousers there.
Good morning, boss. Morning. It's sure going to be a beautiful day. Yes, sir. Beautiful day.
Beautiful. He's just great. It turns out it's a radio.
Yeah.
They're heading for the hill.
Lang is just so flippant. Yeah, just kill him.
I think this is actually we've got some really nice cinematography in this movie.
I think they filmed this in Jamaica.
Yeah, they definitely went to the Caribbean to film it. They didn't actually go to San Monique, did they?
I think they might have, yeah. It said filmed in Jamaica, I think, if I remember the end credits of this film right. I just like this plot revelation where they find out he's growing drugs in the poppy fields. I think this was quite a brave one to start off to watch Maria. I mean, Tom Mankiewicz said he wanted to do this because it would be a controversial film and he wanted to sort of tackle that issue, and I think he did it really well.
It was a big leap after the sort of the camp buffoonery that became the Sean Connery era, or the end of Sean Connery.
It's not really. Well, I think this is sort of a reboot to the Bond franchise because you've got a new Bond and sort of got a new feel to it. And
yeah.
I think this is the film that sort of proved that Bond could last without Connery.
Yeah, I would say softcore reboot. I mean, because you still have some of the MI6 regulars like Moneypenny and M, but other than that, it's completely different.
Yeah.
But that's good. It's good to refresh the series every so often. So another good thing about this and Doctor Who is that when the actor changes, the show or the films change, so that it becomes something completely new, which I think is great. Other than a few cast members that might return in the MI6 regulars, it's completely different, which I think is fabulous. And this is coming up as actually one of my favorite action scenes of this movie is this bus chase. Just brilliant.
Yeah.
I mean, the scale of it for the time is so impressive. I think these were like the biggest action movies around Bond.
Yeah.
And now they have to compete with everything else, but like
And no CGI.
yeah, no CGI. Things like this had just never been done before. The practical effects were. I'm surprised the series never won an Oscar for its special effects.
Which don't work, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, other than I guess I know they've got Guinness World Records, like for the amount of Golden Gun car turnover and the Casino Royale car spin as well. But back in the days, there wasn't really other than that much recognition.
It's pissed me off that. I mean, did Skyfall win Best Picture, or did it just win Best?
No, it won Best Original Song, and I think it got Best Sound, something like that. I can't remember exactly what the other one was.
I think it's slightly annoying. Well, more than that, I think it's sort of a crime that no Bond film has won Best Picture. Because, I think there are definitely Bond films. I mean, I'm not saying it should win every time, but I think Bond definitely, over the 50 years it's been on, should have deserved Best Picture at least.
I guess then people would have accused it of the Academy snubbing everybody else just because it was the 50th anniversary. So I guess, that's probably why. But I'm only presuming. I don't really know. But it would be nice to have a Bond movie win Best Picture. I mean, too many people were, on and off about Spectre, so I doubt that was going to win. I mean, it won one Oscar, so I mean, even if it was for the song, fair enough. It's an Oscar at the end of the day, so. And most people hated that song.
I love this. Yeah. the front of the car, and the bus comes off, and the police car goes into it. I mean, I think the 70s was probably not just Bond, but other. I think this was really the decade where action films became really big. Like with, Dirty Harry and other stuff.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, there's an SO garage. Dun, 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 dun. This is just fantastic. Philip! Her outfit is really, really nice as well, and she's kept it very clean.
I think Sam Mendes has a lot of respect for the Roger Moore Bond era as well, because Spectre to me felt a lot like a Roger Moore Bond film, and it had a lot more quips and a lot of references to the older Bond films, but it was still.
Yeah. I guess you could say the opening of Spectre, the Day of the Dead parade, was a slight, as well as it being a homage to the Day of the Dead. It was obviously a homage to me for Live and Let Die.
Yeah, I think it was as well. Yeah, I think that was his intention.
I think Mendes tried to incorporate a bit of everything in Spectre, like in the references. Some of Connery's stuff, like obviously with the blow, like the Spectre meeting scene and stuff, but it still had the feeling of a Roger Moore film, but also a Daniel Craig film as well. It didn't feel derivative. And obviously, the references were nice. They were subtle. They were appreciated. They weren't in your face.
And this is a valuable piece of merchandise we carry. People really love their one back.
But also, Spectre was probably one of the funniest of Craig's era.
Yeah. Boom. Boom. Boom.
Royal William Pajak.
I mean, I think Soltaire's a bit of a bitch, but she tries to betray Bond, but you can see why she did. She just wants to live.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same guy from earlier as well, which is cool.
Yeah. Charlie.
Hello, Jim. What's happening, baby? Just ease back now, Jim. Relax. Mr. Baby Boy.
I think this guy, the taxi driver, was quite funny. Like, hello, Jim. Like,
What's happening, baby? Mr. B wants to see you.
You made a mistake back on that island, Mom. You took something that didn't belong to you, and you took it from a friend of Mr. Biggs. That type of mistake is tough to bounce back from.
Yeah.
But I've only just arrived.
Today's your lucky day, Jim. You're going skydiving.
There's a hell of a view of the lake from 10,000 feet.
Because I want you there to see it.
Yeah. Oh, this is a great action scene. I mean, a lot of people criticized Watson really didn't do a lot of his stunt work, but he did. I mean, that scene there, you know, I think he did do quite a bit of stunt work, just not the huge stunts that were life-threatening. Indisposed. I like this
story for the time it was made.
It's just this old woman who's trying to get flying lessons, and then Bond comes in like.
This is weird.
I can't find a break.
Oh, Jim, what's happening, baby?
Holy shit.
I love this. He's still driving the plane and wants the wings off.
Right. See you later. I gotta go and get a lesson.
He's got to give a lesson. Bond.
Shit.
Okay, Don. Don't worry, I'll take care of it. Right. Talk to you later. I gotta go.
Same time tomorrow, Mrs. Bell?
Reaction shot of Mrs. Bell.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Well, I know you just can't glue the wings back on. And now, Mr. Bleeker, I'm sure there's no reason for name calling.
No, that's fine. You can fit the rest this
I
afternoon.
could have watched him just say, "Bond, but this fucking bastard."
Mr. Bleeker, any suggestion of that kind should be forwarded in writing to Washington.
Roger Moore tends to fits his suits really well.
Yes, sir. No, sir, don't question your patriotism. I'm sure you're a veteran, sir. You might find out if there's a Philly Soul restaurant in town. James, well, they have it. It's down on Track. Scott is watching it now.
I love the fact that Bond is quite reckless. What's interesting is that they actually have funerals, jazz funerals like this in New Orleans.
Mm. Oh yeah, this is in America. I completely forgot.
Yeah.
That was the Bond theme, like the dun 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 da da dun, like for like die.
This way. Where's brother? He's got to be inside somewhere.
I love the fact that they're dancing to like the people they've killed. It's like, yeah, fuck you, we're winning.
Right.
Got a nice booth over here, just against the wall.
Ball's like, no, we're not going for that trick again.
What's wrong with the booth? The one said the master said the booth. Welcome, no ice cream.
2 sides racks. Where's your sense of adventure, James? This is New Orleans. Relax.
When you were young, and your heart
Was an open book.
you used to say, live and let me.
I don't know why they didn't incorporate the song into the film.
Right here. Thanks. For a minute there, I thought Harry was laying down on the job.
Give it a cry.
Singing, boy. Jack,
Yeah.
who's singing the song, by the way?
Don't know, it's just some random woman. I quite like this, though, the way they incorporate it. So just put the table back over it. When you got a job to do, you gotta do it well.
What happened to my... What happened to my friend?
What happened to your friend? Listen.
Thanks for dropping in, baby. Yeah, you want tough shit.
I love this bit.
Taking at me like kind of nagging. Especially go up to Harlem and kill one of your brothers. That's disturbing.
I think that's T's best costume, the red jacket.
Now, he believes in all that crap. I mean, he's mad.
Well, possession being 9 points of the law, I would say it's your problem. Huh? Thank you.
I just love the fact that he plays T.He in the GoldenEye and 007 Legends game.
You just let me have it.
Yeah.
Again, the set is just gorgeous.
Yeah, unfortunately, I had to sell 007 Legends recently.
Mm. Yeah, it wasn't really that good anyway.
Yeah.
It was alright, but...
I think GoldenEye was better and fucking Souls and Bloodstone.
Yeah.
Which is?
Bloodstone.
Did you mess with that?
Did you mess with that?
That's between Solitaire and myself. Nagrod. Tell him when I say
Yeah, just like...
You ain't gonna see the sunlight unless you answer me.
no idea you're so frightened of it.
Did you touch her?
Did you touch her?
When I see Kananga.
Right.
When I see
Ooh, quite revealing.
He doesn't seem surprised.
Quite revealing. Kananga, poppy grower in thousands of acres of well-camouflaged fields protected by the voodoo threat of barren sand.
I kind of like the way he's talking to him, like he's kind of disgusted by it.
Yeah.
You're an wholesaler.
Foreign president could sell drugs.
Yeah.
Illegally.
Sell heroin.
It's one of the most ambitious plots because it could be so controversial.
Yeah.
Aside from what I intend to do.
I love this. It's one of the best plots, I think. Yeah. He's giving away drugs so he can flush out all the other competition and then sell it to the junkies once they're addicted.
2 tons of heroin with a street value well over $1 billion. Nationally distributed free. Make a certain group of families rather angry, wouldn't you say?
Angry? I got this about.
They'll positively drive them out of their minds and subsequently out of the business. Quite ingenious. A sort of junker's welfare.
Ingenious.
Well, until the number of addicts in the country has doubled.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, junkies welfare states like.
That heroin, very expensive indeed. Leaving myself and the phone company the only two going monopolies in this nation for years to come.
It's kind of a shame Yaphet Kotto. Well, no, he has been in stuff since then, but he should play more villains because he's really good at it.
He doesn't really have much notoriety, does he? He's not as well known as other actors, is he?
No, but he has been in something. He was in the film Midnight Run with Robert De Niro and a few TV shows, but
I don't think Solitaire should be any less the baby.
Solitaire's makeup is so impressive.
yeah.
By the way,
He's looking quite busty here as well.
they had so much.
Cleavage.
Mm.
Yes, it did. Forgive me if I didn't get up.
Rolex watch, I think it is. Butterhook. Oh. Bond. James Bond.
Hey. The first. Okay. You will stick the little finger on Mr. Barnes' right hand.
Ooh. That's gotta hurt.
Under the second wrong answer. You will proceed to the most vital areas.
What about his dick? Just like the way Bald like sort of raises his eyebrow there.
On the back of Mr. Barnes' watch. Registration number 326. Let's speak the truth.
Uh-oh. I love Tee's smile.
Yeah. I love his costume in this scene, actually. I think it's probably his best costume.
Yeah, the red looks really cool. I just love the fact he has a hook arm as well. I think that was the actor's idea. He said, if I'm going to be a Bond villain, give me something interesting. So he asked for a hook arm.
It was a good idea.
Well, if nothing else, at least I have laid your fears to rest. My compliments on a splendid operation. There is one thing, however, the
Whisper. You wanna whisper?
Guy must be quite strong if he can lift Roger Moore like that.
Baron Somebody's there as well.
He is quite threatening.
Did we start there?
Soon, so dear. Soon.
Uh-oh.
Oh dear, why? I treated you well in life for nothing.
I didn't understand what you...
Mr. Bond's words, my dear. You got it. We break parts.
Yeah.
Better 50-50 chance. You weren't even close.
Ooh.
I had no choice. Please believe me. Gods.
Oh. This is quite a threatening scene.
You don't want to see him when he's angry.
He just slaps her. I think he's going to be alright to her then.
Ooh.
When the child came out, I said, would have given you love.
Painful.
Couldn't do that. You knew that!
It was a good act. I think it's one of the best scenes by Yaphet Kotto when he's really angry at her and he just slaps her.
And death.
Yeah.
He's got such a sadistic laugh.
Yeah.
And this is a great scene as well when he
Trespassers beaten. I love that. They actually went on location and found that sign. That's why they named Kananga after Ross Kananga.
You know what would have made the scene 10 times funnier? Is if they played the song Never Smile at a Crocodile. If I could talk to the animals.
What's cool about this film is, well, I mean, Jamaica, we never really been to Jamaica that much in, well, the Caribbean and Bond films that much, apart from Dr. No briefly.
And Live and Let Die, isn't it? Just those two.
Yeah. Which is really cool.
Wait, does Cuba... No, Cuba's not Jamaica. What am I saying? Sorry. I was thinking of Die Another Day, but it's not Jamaica.
Yeah.
Cuba.
And I mean tonight, Mr. Bond.
Imagine if you met fucking Jeffrey Rush. Johnny Depp. Arr!
The fountain. Is that where Bond beheaded?
How much do you know about crocodiles, Bond?
Oh, I've always tried to keep them at arm's length myself.
Cute little nippers, ain't they?
He must have got really hot wearing those suits.
Yeah.
Oh no, we have mom and dad.
Oh, yeah, the Caribbean, yeah, of course.
Why is the ram gone?
But even though it is hot, he's still wearing the suit.
Quite a few thousand. This is the part I like best.
Feeding time.
Suspect the highlight of the tour.
I love this scene, like the croc when he's left on the island.
Expected him to be 200 years old.
What?
That's an yeah. You can always tell by his brown nose.
It's kind of interesting because
There's a lot.
I think he explains that a crocodile bit his
Got over careless with him
arm
sometime
off.
back and he took my whole arm off.
Yeah.
Well done, Albert.
I'm surprised he still likes crocodiles after they took his arm off.
Then they can go a whole year without eating.
Oh, I was rather counting on that.
There are two ways to disable a crocodile, you know.
I don't suppose you'd care to share that information with me?
Well, one way is to take a pencil and jam it into the depression hole behind his eye.
And the other?
All the other is twice as simple. You just put your hand in his mouth and pull his teeth out.
This scene here is probably one of the most impressive stunts in Bond history. I think.
How he does it without even a splash of water going on him.
Yeah. Actually jumped over crocodiles' heads, Ross Kananga. Took him a few takes, I think, but doing Love the music there. And the magnetic watch is so cool.
Thank God for Q Branch.
I wish it sort of stayed a little bit more in the Roger Moore era, but it's good for this film.
Maybe they should resurrect it for a future installment.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Crocodile.
And then Daniel Craig has a watch inspector that explodes.
When he throws at the chicken or whatever it is. Uh-oh. It's quite a tense scene. Because, I mean, crocodiles, they're fast.
Really fast.
They need to be. Yeah.
He just sees an opportunity.
Yeah. I love that stunt.
When he goes down.
Yeah. The scene actually reminds me, you know, it's before that.
Yeah.
It reminds me of a scene from The French Connection to Gene Hackman where these drug dealers addict him to heroin and he goes into this cafe and just sets the light to the whole place. He's like, you know, come on, you filthy rats! And just like...
You failed to maintain your weapon, son.
Oh, this is fine.
Burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno.
This boat chase coming up is, I think, the best boat chase in Bond history.
Yeah. I mean, as much as I enjoyed Quantum of Solace, the boat chase is not a patch on this.
Yeah.
The Quantum one's alright, but it's a bit quick. It's over too quickly for me.
Yeah.
I mean, also because we get introduced to Sheriff Pepper.
Yeah. Clifton James.
Who also passed away earlier this year. 95.
I mean, he lived to a brave age as well. I think it was like 95 or something when he died.
Some kind of doomsday machine.
Secret agent on whose side? I mean, they tried to recreate Sheriff J.W. Pepper with Jack Wade, but it just didn't work.
Yeah. Also, they...
I mean, that's what I think. I think when the Brosnan films are trying to be a pale imitation of the Roger Moore era.
Yeah, but he's also trying to be Connery and Dalton at the same time, and just like, what?
Yeah.
The film's been on an hour and a half.
Go back.
Go back.
Ben Hur down here. Doing 95.
Ben Hur down here.
Hell no.
Hell no. I think when he says Ben Hur, he's part of the chariot race.
I mean, I like Sheriff Pepper more in this movie than Man with the Golden Gun, but he's still good in that one as well.
Yeah. It'd be cool if he came back for a View to the Kill, but...
Oh, well.
But he was good in the two films he starred in.
Wheels, you just won't quit, boy. If it's yours, that is, huh? Spin around, boy. 10 fingers over 10 times. big as a fire.
So his tune is tobacco.
Exactly your debut with this sort of thing.
Sheriff J.W. Pepper.
Yes, boy. Nobody cuts and runs on Sheriff J.W. Pepper. And it's him speaking, that by the by.
Better yawn.
Fuck.
Oh yeah. What the fuck? Oh, on that bit as well. Rex's car.
J.W.
Wonder if you want to come on and shoot it for her.
That looks like a boat. Stuck in the sheriff's car there, isn't it? Boy, where you been all your life? That there's one of them car boats.
By the powers invested in me by this parish, I hereby do commandeer this vehicle and all those.
Green juice, hard ass.
Whoops. Huh. Where it passes the wedding.
Yeah. Pepper accidentally shot Bond. His boat. I think it was actually Roger Moore driving that speedboat.
No stuntman.
No, I mean, look from the shots, it looks like Roger Moore in that boat. Black guy slammed in the pool.
What a way to kick off Roger Moore's era.
I love the bit where like the speedboat goes through the wedding. That's what I love about the Roger Moore film. That's what I love about the Roger Moore films for me more than a lot of the other Bond films, just because they're so entertaining. Like
you can just sit back and have a laugh.
Yeah, for 2 hours and he just flies by. That's why he's probably your Bond, and I think his era is the best. And closely followed by Daniel Craig, of course.
Yeah, fair. I mean, they're both very different actors.
And what's interesting here, that police officer there was in Diamonds Are Forever as well.
Oh wow!
The guy by the bridge before the speedboats hit. He was that guy who said, "You son of a bitch!" Like when Connery was like driving the car.
James Bond has regenerated.
Yeah.
Yes, I can. I understand. But I don't know right off where we're going to find the boat fast enough to catch them.
I just love that the police here are so incompetent.
We've got the fastest boat in the whole damn river. And I'm not throwing up his ass.
I disagree. I think he's fun. He adds a lot of light relief to the film.
Yeah. And Clifton James gives a great performance. You can tell he's really enjoying the character.
Don't let me down here.
Well, now, J.W.
Beelbaum!
What's up, boy?
Yeah, I'd like to borrow the boat if I may.
I got a river to borrow that boat.
Billy Bob?
my brother-in-law. That's Billy Bob. Billy Bob,
Billy Bob will get him.
damn. You better stop here. Get go.
The police are like thinking to themselves, your brother's a black guy? It's just like, I mean, this boat chase looks like so much fun. I would have loved to like jump one of those boats.
I don't imagine what it'd be like to film this thing. Music kicking in as well.
I think the shots are really good, like the aerial shots.
Very impressive.
Yeah. And the police chase on land as well.
Any man show just cause.
The wedding
And
scene.
they may not lawfully be joined together. Let him now speak, or else hereafter.
The wife's just crying.
Headquarters to all units. Suspect seen proceeding down file limited.
Ah.
Look at this guy in the oyster's truck. Get that chicken coop off the road!
Need to get the driver's license, boy.
Oh, James Bond. What's interesting is we like, oh, that's awesome, boat over the road.
There's so much great action in this film.
What's interesting is our opinions are kind of swapped on Pepper when it comes to Alan, because Alan doesn't like him in this film, but he prefers him in Man with the Golden Gun.
Sure, that was your brother-in-law, Sheriff.
Yeah. I can understand
I-
that. They did just kind of throw him in this film, but I don't mind that.
Yeah.
People don't like him here, but he is just kind of thrown in. Oh, it's so bloody hot in here.
Man with the Golden Gun, I think, is one of the most underrated Bond films. Like, Great Fallon there, he loves that film. I think it's his favourite. Walter Moore. No, Moonraker isn't in that. I love this bit where he throws the petrol on the guy. Dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun.
That's incredible. I mean, by this point, they had stacked bags full of cash to spend on these films.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. Dr. No was sort of the first one that was kind of made on a low budget, because it was the first film. And
well, I mean,
so I guess
low in comparison to the later ones, but it still was impressive. I mean, like Dr. No's lair and everything was still.
Yeah.
Felix, what are you doing here? We'll get to that later. Kanaga's in town. He's got your girl with him. They just took off.
I think in terms of box, well, I mean, Skyfall was the biggest in terms of box office because that was the 50th anniversary, but.
What are
You boy.
Some kind of doomsday machine, boy. Well, we got strong enough to hold an animal like you here.
Captain, would you enlighten the sheriff, please? Yes, sir. JW, let me have a word with you. JW, now this fellow is from England. He's an Englishman working in cooperation with our boys. So a secret agent.
Secret agent?
They've actually given Felix a lot to do in this film.
Yeah.
You should have seen the size of the guy who got on the boat.
He's not sidelined for like one scene or whatever.
Yeah. I would have loved him in The Living Daylights.
Yeah, I mean, the Felix and all was definitely the worst.
He was just shit.
Yeah.
Now we come to the climax. It's all quite weird with all the ritual voodoo-y kind of stuff, but
yeah,
it's nice.
That's what I like about it, though. It's one and only film where they do this, but it's sort of got a supernatural feel. That's what I love about it.
I think if they did this now, people would pretty much just accept it. But back in these days, it was probably very difficult to actually make this movie because of the political backlashes they could have got.
Yeah, I mean that's why Tom Mankiewicz said he wanted to do this film because it would be controversial, and I think he pulled it off.
But Guy Hamilton did really well, and he upped his game as a director.
Yeah.
You're going to need these and the shotgun on the way back.
I love this. I think the finale climax on the island is probably my favorite part of this film. Or one of them anyway. Well, yeah, I'd say it's my favorite, but all the other stuff is great as well. With the boat chase and
Philip.
It's interesting. Bond is a Magnum in this instead of a Walter PPK.
Yeah, Daniel Craig.
Earlier, but
you respect it when Craig
wanted to be like Dirk Harry, like get out the 44 Magnum, which is his sort of signature gun.
Yeah. Do you remember in Spectre when Craig wears a similar outfit to what Moore is wearing now when he goes to the to Austria?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. This might be one of my favorite outfits that Moore wore. It's just so cool. The black works really well. The holster just looks really cool.
It allows him to blend in as well, actually.
Oh, solitaire.
Oh, they dressed her up nicely.
I think the music here is great.
This thing is just so creepy, eerie, and weird, but it works because of that.
I love this bit where they blow up the poppy field. I mean, it's interesting they come back to this, like the opening. It's quite creepy. Sort of tempting.
Sure doesn't die.
scaring her.
Maybe they are actually on drugs. Makes sense with the plot.
Yeah. Oh. And Byron Samedi.
Research into all these rituals.
Yeah. I love Byron Samedi's entrance, like where he comes out of the floor. Uh-oh. Looks really scary as well, that paint all over him. He looks like a skeleton.
It does. Like, it does make me wonder how much inspiration the makeup artists took from Spectre. This when doing the makeup for the David Hudson.
Yeah. Yeah. It's quite creepy, like he shoots his head off but he's still alive. I mean, even though I really like Damsel Forever, I think this is personally better. I know Alan prefers. I know he doesn't care for either film really, but I think this is a great film. You there?
Yeah, sorry, I'm still here.
Sorry.
Oh, the real one.
Byron Samedi.
This is a good scene.
Interesting what Walter Moore's betrayal.
Laugh is just so creepy.
I like this fight with the swords. I mean, people say he couldn't do the physical stuff, but I think Mortimer could.
Especially in this film, when he's at his youngest.
Yeah. I think it was only really towards, you know, Octopussy and A View to a Kill where he couldn't do it as much because he was an older man, but especially I think in his first, you know, 4 or 5 films he can do the stunts really well.
We're in. Oh. Down in the underground.
Trouble.
Trouble.
Uh-oh, you're in trouble.
I think the sets here are just amazing, like this underground tunnel set.
I
mean, Ken Adam, it's such a shame that Ken Adam isn't around now because, I mean, I think his sets for Bond are just stunning.
I mean, Peter Lamont, I think, has tried to follow in his footsteps with the recent movies.
Yeah. But I think Ken Adam will always be the king just because of the amazing stuff he managed to do.
I think actually for Spectre, the production designer, I believe, was Dennis Gassner. Don't quote me on that.
I think his production design was great, but it really reminded me of like Spy Love Me or something like The Big Bass or...
Yeah, Spectre was just classic Bond.
Yeah, I mean, we both agree it's our favourite Bond film, and
Mr. Bond, there you are. And Miss Solitaire as well. Hardly unexpected, but most welcome. Whisper.
It'd be great if they, I mean, they would never do it, but it'd be great if they would re-release every Bond film in the cinema. I would watch them all, even the shit ones. Like,
yeah, I would pay my money to come watch them. But I'd love them to re-release Spectre, because I would be down there in a heartbeat, watch that in the cinema again.
Where's that boy?
yeah, or if they just release the ones that everybody loved, like Goldfinger, Spy Love Me, Live and Let Die, you know, the classics that most people enjoy.
It's unfortunate that your wetsuit.
It's unfortunate that your Western was discovered only minutes before the funeral. That's something not true. Hockey's a very strange one. You have been a relatively fine.
Love the scene by Kananga here.
With compressed gas cover.
He shoots. Whispers. He's going to shoot him, and
Ooh, this one is interesting.
Genius.
This was so fun. Famous quote from Kananga that we've used in the sketches.
Yeah. I think this is maybe his best scene.
His lair is really impressively looking.
Yeah.
Connected to the last refuge of a scoundrel, my darling. The heroine leaves here, I take it, carried somewhere by that bridge.
Correct again, Mr. Bond. What a quick study.
Correct again.
Exactly that way.
We're in hell. Relax. You must get tied up somewhere.
Tied up. Lol.
Can hold 25 pounds each.
Good old Bond will get them out.
And watertight.
I'm sure there must be a simpler way of drowning someone.
Down, Mr. Bond. I got you.
This is quite tense. Cutting bombs.
When does it play the Jaws theme? Dun 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 dun.
He won't appear to the next couple of films.
Oh, Bond just stays really calm.
Yeah. Yeah. Just love the way he uses the magnet watch.
Whisper. The gates. Oh, slowly, Whisper. Slowly, slowly. Let our diners assemble.
Du, 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 du. No, Bond set them free.
I think this is really good.
Great fight.
One of my favorites.
Kananga just goes for it. I mean, unlike Thunderball, the underwater fighting is actually not slow.
Yeah.
Where's Kananga? He always did have an inflated opinion of himself.
Yes. I love this scene.
He always did have an inflated opinion of himself.
What bit are you on?
Near the very end when they're getting on the train.
Yeah.
Always did have an inflated opinion of himself.
I just love that Kananga, that long liner.
We take the train, of course.
Playing cards.
I'll see you tomorrow.
I think this is a great final fight to the movie.
Yeah.
I'm not here cards.
You can tell Solitaire really likes Bond now.
Yeah, she's a bit smitten with him now.
I just love Teehee hiding in the mailbag.
You hurry up, James.
Don't be like me, darling.
I wonder how he managed to fit inside them.
Yeah. You see she desperately wants James' dick.
Seems the powers of Bond's dick haven't faded.
The door is well on your way up, you, James? Yes. You wouldn't want anyone to just walk in on us, would you?
Ooh.
It's time now.
Time for lesson number 3.
So sorry, playing with the past, maybe it's
He's about to cut off her arm. Fight.
It's good to see you again.
I love the fact Inspector, like a homage to all these great train fights.
I agree. I mean, that, especially the fight that Craig has with Batista as well, is impressive. This fight is awesome.
Yeah. Haha.
Your teeth is smiling.
Yeah.
Well, that was very close. How was he doing?
No.
Just being disarming. Yeah, I mean Jamaica, yeah.
You were young and your heart was an open book.
You in the credits, Molly?
Almost. Just being disarming, darling. Just the very last shot with Baron Samedi. That was really good. Excellent. It's just such a shame that Roger Moore has gone.
Yeah. Although his work will always live on, thank God you know, I suppose that's a great thing about the Bond films. He'll live on forever in those films. Because, I mean, they're never going to stop releasing Bond box sets as long as the series is alive. And at least he'll live in our memory in that way.
It was an honor to rewatch Live and Let Die.
Yes.
I just wish it were under better terms, but I truly think this is one of the best of the series, and it was really a game changer after the second departure of Connery.
I think it really revitalized the series after Connery left. You know, it showed that, you know, Bond could continue on without Connery, and Moore was sort of the first guy to prove that Bond could live on without Connery in the role. And for me, he's the best Bond. There's something about him that I think was magic, and you know, he had that sheer magnetism, darling.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Actually, rewatching it just now, I've only just realised how serious he actually is throughout the piece. You know, he's trying to keep a stern face, and he's trying to be, you know, not like Connery, but as like serious as possible. But he's doing it so much like a gentleman that it's almost scary, like you say, using his wit as a weapon. And I think that works in his favour. It makes him different as well, makes him distinctive.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I also think.
Sorry, Jack.
I also think that, you know, Connery could have his light moments as well, and I think the reason I prefer him is because Connery was good, but he got bored with the role. Roger never did. He always kept his enthusiasm, and he was never vain about himself in the role. He never said he was the best. He thought Connery and Craig were better. Even Lazenby he thought was better than him. So, you know, I mean, he wasn't vain about the role like some people, you know. He made Bond his own, and for me, that's why he's my favorite, just because he totally reinvented that role in his own image, and it worked. And you know, I think it's kind of sad that that kind of era of Bond isn't as around as much. I mean, it returned with Spectre, and that was great, and that's what I loved about it, was that era. Roger Moore kind of returned in a way. Craig said he was homaging Roger Moore's performance, and that's kind of an honor in a way, because I mean, he didn't know Roger Moore was going to die, but it was kind of an honor that he did homage him, because Roger Moore must have saw that on screen, and yeah, I mean, at least he had that sort of comfort him before he died, I guess. You know, like Craig did, Karen, everybody else did.
Yeah.
As well.
I mean, I hope that they continue to do that in the next one, Daniel Craig, because I imagine well, it looks like Craig is back for one more, so I think he's probably going to continue that. Now that Roger Moore's passed away, I think it's even more of a reason to homage him and honor him, as a sign of respect. And also, if it is Craig's last one, it's showed the journey of Craig's Bond as well. So it's kind of doing two different jobs, his performance. But I think to homage Roger Moore and to pay respect to him would be to honor that through the script and through Craig's performance. And they did that in Spectre, and I'm hoping they're going to do that again in Bond 25. But we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else you want to say before we close off?
Just that I would love rewatching this, and it'll be good once we do the commentary of Spy Love Me. And I mean, just I hope Roger's rests in peace in heaven, and and I think at the end he realized that he was loved by a lot of people, and fuck the naysayers, because Roger Moore, he's a great man and he was a great Bond for me, so that's what I have to say. I'm just so honored that he left his legacy, and my favorite Bond.
Yeah, I feel sorry for you having to sort of hear all this and deal with it, but at least you understand. His legacy will live on. I mean, he lived to 89, which is more.
I mean, I feel more sad for
some people live to, and he'll be remembered forever, not just for James Bond, but for him and his life and his work with charity.
Yeah.
And everything. He was a very giving person, and that really shows in his work in charity. And yeah, truly, I can't find a bad bone in his body, really, honestly. Completely selfless person, a truly inspiring man, and a great actor, an underrated actor at that as well.
I feel more for his family as well, though, because he was their father, and I feel just for all the people that he touched in UNICEF. I mean, I won't cry about his death because I didn't know him, but he was my Bond, and he was grew up with, because he kind of was, but I didn't see him in the cinema. He was before my time, but he was around my time as well, like on TV and the repeats and all that. So him and Connery and Craig were sort of the Bonds I grew up with, and I just latched onto him because I thought he was so good in the role, and it's just a shame that he's gone now.
Yeah.
And all the other stuff he did as well, like his work with UNICEF. I mean, he was a completely selfless person, the least vain of actors, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I can't say he's my favourite James Bond. That has to go to Daniel Craig, but he's certainly up there. I'd probably rate him as my second favourite, genuinely, because I truly believe he doesn't get the credit he deserves. He did something different, and people dismissed him because of that. They just thought, oh, it's not Sean Connery. Ugh. But why would you want a copy of Sean Connery? That was what they did with George Lazenby. They tried to make him look like Sean Connery, and it didn't work. I mean, he quit anyway, so it doesn't matter, but point being, at least Roger Moore, he stayed, he committed, and he did something, and eventually people came around to liking him, but obviously...
Yeah, I mean, I think towards the end of his era, that's why people didn't latch on to Dalton as much, because he was around for so long, Roger, and his films made a lot of money, and there were a lot of people who loved him, and I think, I think everybody that have shown their respects, like Gene Seymour and Michael G. Wilson and Craig, it just goes to show how much of a great man he was.
And I just hope that Daniel Craig, being the current Bond, in his possibly last installment, brings that thought and feeling into his performance, and also, truly honors Roger Moore's legacy. I mean, some of the one-liners in Spectre could have been Roger Moore one-liners, like, do me a favor, will you throw that down the toilet, cut out the middle, man. Like, you could imagine Roger Moore saying that, and also just just the style of it, as well as it being a dark, gritty sort of a realistic film, like the other Craig movies. It had its lighter moments, and and it's comedy. Like the scene with Bond and Q at the very beginning is classic Bond, and you can totally see that in a Roger Moore movie with him and Desmond Llewellyn. But truly sad loss, truly sad, and he's up there, and happy he's resting now. He's not having to fight cancer anymore, and I'm just glad the man is at peace. And I knew obviously he wasn't going to last much longer because he was old, but
Yeah, if he'd been 90 this year, he lived to October, but I mean, he lived a brave age, and thankfully it was a short battle with cancer. He didn't have to suffer,
Yeah, but I'm really glad that he got to be noticed by the world when playing James Bond, and he served as currently the longest serving Bond, and he taken that to his grave, hopefully. So 7 movies, 12 years, most of his life actually. We've got a big chunk of his life was James Bond, so good for him. And hopefully we can do some more commentaries on James Bond. We will be at some point doing a Spy Who Loved Me audio fan commentary, whenever that may be. We'll arrange a time. Also, we're going to be doing a reflection on the Pirates of the Caribbean saga. I'm going to see Salazar's Revenge tomorrow, so hopefully I'll get my review up soon, and then we can do our reflection on the 5 Pirates of the Caribbean movies. So stay tuned for that, folks.
Yeah, I still have to review on Strangers Tide, so I might not see till next week. But yeah, it will be good once we do a reflection on all 5 as well, and the other commentary and Spy Love Me. But yeah.
Yes, so all that's left for us to say really is thank you, Roger Moore, and goodbye. Anything you'd like to say, Jack?
Well, all those fellers and now can fly up to heaven. Nobody did it better, in my opinion.
That was really well said. So, yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching and listening. Stay tuned for future Hangouts. I'm MrTardis11. This is Jack McCullough. See ya.